said what?
How could they do something like that?
Are you serious?
What a thirsty MFer.
Not good. She's absolutely dead to me.
That's because she died.
I'm Sterling Mulberry.
And I'm Blair Payton. And welcome to
Bad Behavior, a morally questionable podcast.
We're two unqualified friends,
Two unhinged comedians,
determined once and for all what is good
and what is bad.
Hello, Sterling.
Hi. I didn't know I'd be meeting a British man today in studio.
Wait, was that British?
I can't even give you that was British. That was something, but it wasn't your normal voice.
Can I just tell you, as someone who is a performer, I am very limited in my skill sets. And one thing I would love to be able to do is do accents.
Well, you could always get a voice coach.
Yeah, but that's money I don't have.
You could do YouTube videos.
Here's the thing. I could watch the video and think I'm nailing it, but if they're not actually there to be like, no, that was not what I was doing. Because I tried one time to do Australian, and I don't even know what it was. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Put another shrimp on the Barbie.
Wait, what was that last word?
Barbie. Put another shrimp on the Barbie.
Why would anyone be putting shrimp on Barbie?
I think that's what Australian folk call barbecue. Put another shrimp on the Barbie.
And when you eat barbecue, it's mostly shrimp?
Hold on, I gotta look this up. Now, I just assumed Barbie was short for barbecue. I could be way off. Shrimp on the Barbie is a phrase that originated in a series of television advertisements by the Australian Tourism Commission starring Paul Hogan. Do you know who he is?
No.
He was Crocodile Dundee. From 1984 to 1990. The full quote spoken by Hogan is, "I'll slip an extra shrimp on the Barbie for you." Okay, well but what is Barbie?
I've always wanted to go to Australia, but the flight there is so long, and I have a little bit of a flight anxiety.
What do you do to combat flight anxiety?
Okay, can I tell you everything?
Did I say combat? Combat.
Okay. One, before I get on any flight, I look up my flight turbulence map just so I know what's going to be happening.
Wait, is that a real thing?
Yes. Number two, I bring Sudoku, a physical book, like I'm 100 years old.
Why a physical book?
Because I need to distract my brain as much as possible. On a flight, you will see me doing this, listening to a podcast and doing Sudoku. And I must be sitting in a window seat, staring out the window the whole time. You know when you get on a flight and there's one window open, and everyone's like, "We're trying to sleep. Close the window." I'm like, no, I'm in the window seat. I control the shade.
So wait, looking out the window actually helps you?
Yes, because sometimes if the windows are closed, I say, I don't know which direction we're going. Up, down, side to side.
I was thinking, how do you know if you're going north or west or south?
If I get
you'll know if you're going south.
If I get a map, like the screen, if there's a screen with a map, constantly refreshing. How do you feel about flying?
It used to not bother me, but something happened post-pandemic.
Yeah.
Where I get a little anxious getting on flights, and the slightest, I'm talking slightest turbulence. I'm making my will in my head.
I'm like, all right.
So when I'm on a plane, I try to find any anxiety medicine I can take. I can't look out the window watching us ascend.
Oh, yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah, I have to keep it closed. And then once we're in the air, then I'll open it.
Yeah.
A recent flight, I don't know where we were going. I think it might have been when I was going to Nashville, but there was some turbulence, and I was like white knuckling it.
Ugh.
And there was a woman sitting beside me. She was a flight attendant, but she wasn't working. She was off duty. I guess she was going home or wherever.
Okay, but she was in uniform?
She was in uniform, and
random.
She was passed out, mouth wide open, completely asleep while the plane was shaking. And I was almost like, ma'am,
could you wake up and hold my hand?
I was honestly thinking about asking her because I was like, I just need a little...
Blair, that's so sweet.
I got real nervous.
My anxiety's gotten a lot better with flights this past year.
Well, yeah, because you're bi-coastal now.
I'm bi-coastal now.
So you have to be.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know, this last year was very difficult for me.
Right.
And I think it put a lot of things into perspective that now I get on a flight, I say, what's the worst that's going to happen?
True. Well, and also, too, you said this is our year. So this could be the year where you get your own plane.
No, because I would never do that for the environment.
Okay, same. But
also those tiny planes, they are really bumping and
I would get a luxury one. I do remember as a kid, I was like, if I had my own plane, I'd call it a Blair plane.
Oh my, it took me way too long to get that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
So on that note, should we welcome our guest?
Yeah, I think, yeah, let's do it. You know our guest. He is one of our absolute favorite comedians. His special People Pleaser is incredible. Please check it out. Please welcome Josh Gondelman.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to chat.
So let's get right into it. What is your relationship with bad behavior? How do you react when you see something bad happening?
I don't like it.
You like
I don't like it. That's
okay.
what I'll say. And I don't like doing it. I feel bad when I do it. I feel ashamed. And when I see other people behaving badly, I think my impulse is just to kind of like and shake my head.
Okay, so if you're conflict averse, but yet in person, you might even make an audible noise and shake your head.
Yeah, probably.
So that person might then engage a little in the conflict, or are you doing it such a tiny?
Not when they can see it.
Oh, not when they can see it.
Private.
Okay.
Maybe make eye contact with someone nearby, shake my head disapprovingly. Deeply conflict avoidant, to the detriment of my life and probably relationships with people close to me. Sure.
Yes, I very much relate to that. Sometimes I will even not even try to fix the problem, but I'll just kind of throw in a joke, which sometimes just annoys people even more.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm incredibly annoying. It's like, it's really unpleasant to be close to me, I think. I don't say when things bother me. I will try to fix them if someone says that I'm doing something that bothers them. Like, I'm not going to necessarily dig in my heels about it, but I will be hurt in a way that is disproportionate to what's being asked of me. Certainly, I'll be like you know that I forget whose maxim it is that like conflict isn't abuse, and I know that intellectually, but emotionally I am unaware. So all conflict feels bad to me, and it feels worse when I'm initiating it because I get this like rush of adrenaline and then a crash afterwards, and I don't know how to do it right.
Do you get a little bit of diarrhea? Not like actually like happening, but you feel it rumbling.
No, I feel like charging up, like it feels like too powerful, even though I'm not doing anything exceptional. Like one time, and this is bad behavior on my part, I like really had to pee and I was at the airport and I just wanted to like I had 2 bags for some reason. Even though I was only gone for like a day. And I was just like, I know you're not supposed to do this, but can I just leave my bag next to you? And this lady was totally reasonably like, you're not supposed to do that. And if she had said, I don't feel comfortable doing that, then I would have been like, of course, that's fine. You don't have to feel comfortable. But because she made it out to be like, it's against the rules and not like, I don't want to, which is fine. I got like really irritated because I was like, yeah, but it's like, who cares about the rule? Like, do you want to do, or will you do it or not? And so again, I'm behaving badly here. And she's like, that's against the rules. You're not supposed to do that. And I went, well, enjoy living in fear. And I was just like too charged up for it. And so I just don't, and it doesn't happen that often.
I also like that you said, let you live in fear. Now, her worst fear is that I guess maybe you were giving her like an illicit product. And
Sure.
now you're wandering through the airport and you've now threatened this woman. And now she's like, in greater
threaten
fear.
That I think is too strong a word. I did, I would say rebuke. I rebuked her. It was bad behavior. I was shitty to do it, but like that is.
I think you were shitty to do it. You were being polite. You asked her a question to help you out.
No, I don't think I was. I think I was bending the rules to ask her to do it, but my response was bad because I don't. And it's also not rules that I think is good or bad behavior. It's like making people uncomfortable that I would say is good or bad behavior, right? Like I don't think like I jaywalk all the time and I feel no guilt because it doesn't hurt anyone.
But to that extent, you were uncomfortable because you had to pee. I'm not a doctor, but I feel like your bladder could explode.
I could have died.
Yeah, you could have died, and that would have been on her.
Hold my bag while I peed, or just like make peace with putting it on the horrible airport bathroom floor and then dying of airport pee disease or whatever it is.
What would you say, we were talking about this yesterday, what would you say is one of your worst comedy show experiences? Like, have you ever performed truly to an empty room?
I mean, not empty, but pretty close. Usually they cancel if there's nobody there. I've had weekends. I got fired from a comedy club in Atlantic City midway through. I was having like mediocre sets, and a friend's agent had booked me for this. It was like a favor to me, very kind. And the pay was decent, and I was just doing middling to not well. This was summer 2011, and the owner of the club called me on Friday morning, and it was like a Monday through Sunday week, I think, or Monday through Saturday. So it was either 8 or 9 shows for the week, and he called me after like 4 or 5, and he goes, "Hey man, how's it going out there?" And I go, "Oh, it took me a little while to get the hang of the Atlantic City. I've never been before, but like, I think I'm in a groove now." And he's like, "That's not what I'm hearing, man. I hear you've been taking every show." And I go, "Okay, well, that's not my experience, but like, if that's what the reports you're getting are." And he was like, "Well, I need you to really go out there and like bring it. I really need you to really try your best," as if like that was the problem with the rest of the week, that I was like mailing it in.
Yeah.
And he was like, "I really need you to go out there. Really, I'm gonna cut your time down by a few minutes. Just bring it for your set on stage. Can you do that for me?" And I go, "Yeah, sure." And this Friday morning, and he goes, "Good luck out there, but remember, Friday Night Late Show's why Steve Martin quit comedy," and then hung up on me. and
Wow.
I went out. I did the Friday early show. It was pretty bad.
Well, it's
and
probably
then
because you didn't bring it. You should have brought it.
No. That's not the problem.
Okay.
The problem was not that a lack of effort. The problem was lack of ability. And and then they fired me after the early show, before the late show. And they were like, "You can stay overnight at the condo if you want." And I was like, "That won't be an issue." And I just like went and packed up my stuff and drove. And I was dating someone in New York, even though I lived in Boston still. So I drove to New York. I like called them up and was like, "Hey, I'm coming over tonight."
Oh man,
That is rough.
That's
Wow.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
Ah, feel the whoa with Listerine at BJ's. You can save $2.50 now on Listerine products like Total Care Anti-Cavity Fluoride Fresh Mint Mouthwash or Cool Mint Pocket Packs Fresh Breath Strips at your nearest BJ's location. Experience the feeling of a million germs zapped in seconds with Listerine. Discount available through December 24th. Save now, only at BJ's.
Heaven or hell? And this
Okay.
is a game where, on a scale of 1 being hell and 10 being heaven, where you would rank these certain behaviors that you see exhibited. And because we know that you're a big dog person, this is
Okay.
a dog-themed behavior.
Great.
All right, Blair. Do you want to?
I would love to. Thank you, Sterling. Okay, so our first one is your friend walking with you and stopping at a dog and asking the owner, "Can I say hello?"
Oh, that's not that bad. That's like yeah, I'll go with the 10. I think that's like totally fine behavior.
Okay.
Well, what if you're in a hurry and like, let's say you have a job and you have to
Then,
like,
depending on how much of a hurry, I would put that at like an 8.
okay,
Oh, okay.
but still
7,
pretty
8.
positive. Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
7, 8.
I don't have a dog, but I would get pretty annoyed. I guess I'm just a terrible person.
No. Everybody has their own things.
Thank you.
Okay, number 2. Making friends only go to dog-friendly restaurants. Like, we can only ever go to a dog-friendly restaurant because I always have to bring my dog.
That is 3.5. That's so much more annoying. That's like, oh my gosh. Like, I have friends who eat plant-based diets, and some of them will go to places that there's like a mixture of like vegan, vegetarian, some meat, and then others prefer to go to like all vegan restaurants, and that's like totally fine. And I'm like, sure, that's like that's your diet. That is like your ethical system and your nutritional system. Fine. It's, and there are places I like and like more and less. Fine. But you dog friendly, especially because if we're talking service dog, they have to let that dog in.
Oh yeah, this
even
is
if
no
it's not a
service
dog-friendly
Yeah.
establishment. So I'm not saying like, sorry, blind
Yeah.
friend, or whatever.
This is just a cute poodle.
Yeah.
Look, nothing against a poodle, but only I would even go out of my way sometimes for that, but like only get out of town.
Okay, our next one. Having a webcam of dog.
Of your dog. A friend that has a webcam of their dog. And do you have a webcam?
Wait, what do you
of
mean
their-
a webcam of their dog?
Like, you know those little like indoor cameras that you can watch your
Oh,
dog?
where you can like stalk them. Is
Yeah.
that what you mean?
I don't
Okay.
think that's like a terrific invasion of privacy. Like I think that's I don't think the dog is like is like I didn't sign a waiver for this. I think again that's even less to me than stopping to pet a dog when you're in a rush for sure. I would say this is close to 10 as well.
I'm a very recent. I would actually not even consider myself a dog owner, but I'm a dog. I wouldn't even call it co-parent.
You're like friends with a
step-parent.
dog.
I'm friends with a dog.
She's
No,
roommates.
My roommate got a dog, and we moved in at the same time, and she got the dog. So like she's not had the dog without me, basically. And the dog, we kind of share a lot of duties, but it's my roommate's
Cool.
dog. But
You're
would
like a
say,
step dog owner.
yeah. But I'm very new to dog culture and dog walking culture. So this is mostly my question really for me on how you sort of approach this. A dog walker talking in depth to you while your dogs are sniffing each other. Like what? Is that great that they're like initiating a conversation, aka heaven? Or is it like, please don't say a thing and just let our dogs do what they need to do?
Ooh, I'm more for it. I would put this, especially if they're not saying anything bad, I'm saying totally pleasant behavior. We're talking the 9-10 end of the spectrum again as well. I think it is nice, especially like when you're, if I have headphones in and they start like having real conversation, that bumps it down to like a 5 just because it's like a misreading of social cues. But I mean, sometimes you have to communicate a thing, right? Where if like my dog goes to sniff another dog and they're like, oh, he's not really friendly. Like I should be attuned to that, right? Like I should be listening for those cues. So I think it's like totally fine. I've never had anyone, I think never had anyone in our neighborhood like really be weird while we're having one of those like 30 to 90 second conversations.
I mostly am very like, I don't let my dog sniff. I don't know. I'm just scared.
Well, it's not your
Here's the thing.
dog.
She's a little 9-year-old Chihuahua, and I live in a neighborhood where actually just this week a mountain lion ate 2 Chihuahuas.
Okay.
And they
Don't if there's a mountain lion owner, you don't have to talk to them while they're walking their mountain lion. That I would say that's closer to like a 2, 3.
Wait,
for me.
are you serious?
Yeah, the mountain lion came down from Griffith Park. It's kind of a famous mountain lion.
And the mountain lion is now, they had to put it down, right?
They did.
It's really sad.
did. It's a very
P22.
There was a
P22.
famous mountain lion.
Yeah, and my dog's always quaking on the walk, and I'm like, get
Mm-hmm.
it together, I'll protect you. And then
Yep.
the article said the Chihuahua was on a dog walk. I don't know what the owner did, but I was like, oh,
What did the owner just
We
hand it
don't-
over?
it's a mystery.
Right, a Chihuahua is small enough. You can kind of like whoop and pick it up.
That's what anytime I see.
Do you think the owner threw the Chihuahua to the mountain
It
lion
was probably
to get away?
scared, you know.
Well, I
it
don't
was
know.
just say, what will you do in that moment?
There's a lot of coyotes that I see, and so when I see, I quickly
Yes.
pick her up. But now seeing kind of the size of this mountain lion, I really underestimated.
How big are mountain lions?
It's big.
It was a big one.
I don't-
Anyways, that was the news of the week.
And this, I'm not mad at the mountain lion.
No.
But it is, I think that is different than another person with a different dog.
Oh, yes. No, of course. I wouldn't let that. Okay. All right, Blair, what's the next one?
Okay, so dressing your dog in a costume for every single holiday.
I'm going to go 8. It's like a little much, not hurting anybody, but I like to see a dog in a costume.
Okay, what costume do you like to put your dog in?
Yeah, she was R2-D2, which is very funny with a little pug physique. She was like Gossip Girl this year with a little bray, and she has kind of a plaid harness for the fall. So we've suited her up. I like seeing a dog in a costume too. It seems like though when it's like National Lumberjack Day and you put your dog in a flannel, and it's like National Pancake Day and your dog is dressed as a stack of pancakes, you're like, maybe they like it, and maybe that's on me, but to think otherwise. But
God, I want to get a dog now. But I want to get a self-sufficient dog. I want a roommate who's a dog who can take care of itself, go poop, and then just come and cuddle me.
I thought you were going to say you want a roommate with a dog. You said you want a roommate who is a dog.
Well,
and that is,
no.
I think you're taking it next level. That's changing.
Well,
the
my
game.
apartment is way too small, so they can be someone who just takes care of the dog, drops it off for me to play with, and then they come get it. So I guess I would be like the daycare for the. I'll be a dog daycare.
Okay, that's not bad.
Okay, our last one. Calling your dog your child.
Okay, this one is right down the middle for me.
Okay.
This one is a 5.
All right.
Because I don't think of my dog as my child, but I do, and this will maybe irritate people with children. I do think it is enough like having a child that it's a worthwhile comparison. I'm not like, this is my baby. I just mean logistically, even though I call her baby. I think having a dog is like having a baby in that she just is weird and needy in her old age. And she's getting more like having a baby. And when we got her, I wouldn't have said she's like having a baby, but now I do think so. Except for you can leave her alone for several hours at a time. That's pretty good.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
Dan Mancini from Mama Mancini's. My grandmother cherished the family meal. It was a time to relax and enjoy a delicious, wholesome dinner together. It's our mission to deliver authentic Italian recipes made with the same real ingredients my grandmother used. Mama Mancini's classic Italian meatballs and slow-cooked sauce is available in the deli department at your local Publix and supermarkets across the country. Fully cooked and ready to serve, just heat and eat. Visit MamaMancini's.com to find the closest store near you.
All right, well, now we're at the part of the show where you have a story you're going to share with us, and you're kind of on the fence whether it's, good or bad behavior. So share your story with us today.
So this is a dog-centric story.
Okay, perfect. All right.
So the way we acquired our dog, we had been trying to adopt for about a month. And every time it seemed like we were close to adopting a dog, especially a small dog. We had like a 1-bedroom apartment. We both worked a lot, so we couldn't have like a big energetic dog. We need like a little lazy dog. So we were trying to adopt these small dogs, and then we would put in an application and they would go, oh, well, we received 150 applications for this dog, so you're out of luck. And it was really demoralizing to be like, ooh, this dog looks like a dog we could love, and then fill out a bunch of paperwork and then wait for 2 days and then just have them be like, oh, not even close. Sorry. You're going to bring this dog into your home, share with love and affection? Sorry, idiots. And so my girlfriend at the time, now wife, was like, why don't you just tweet that you are looking for a dog and maybe someone in our lives will hook us up. So a friend was like, oh, I'm acquainted with this guy who's trying to find a home for a pug. Let me connect you. And she did. She was like, I don't know this guy very well, but I know he has a dog that he's looking for a home for. So he came over with the dog. She's weird. We loved her.
Wait, define weird.
She was just like really antsy. She was very anxious being in a new place. She hates cars is something we learned now. So she was just keyed up for the car from the car ride over. So she was just very nervous and would like kind of run around in circles and then like plop and then like and then get up and like wouldn't relax. And we were like, we love this anxious little lady. Like, she's with us. She's got pizzazz. She's got personality. And so we're like, can we pay you for this dog? And the guy was like, nope. And we're like, well, we got him a little gift as a thank you. He dropped off the dog, and we were so happy to have this dog. She's a monster. The first week we had her, wouldn't sleep at night, would just puke when we tried to put her in. She came with a crate, and the crate was way too big for her. And he was like, she sleeps in the crate, but it takes a little a little finessing sometimes. And we put her in the crate and she just shouted, didn't even whimper. You know how sometimes a dog will like whimper and cry when they're in a position, you know, like she just barked furiously forever. Would not stop, like 30 minutes straight, no signs of slowing down. And I was like, if this is what having a dog is like, then we have to like sell her or give her away. But we didn't. She calmed down after like a week. She's very sweet. She sleeps in bed with us, which is its own issue, but it's very cute. After that happened, the guy that gave us the dog was posting pictures of us with the dog and commenting on all our pictures of the dog on social media. Very sweet, very engaged. And a couple weeks later, we started hearing, this happened a few times, but one time we got like a text from a friend and it was like, hey, do you know this guy? And we're like, oh yeah, the sweetest guy in the world. He gave us a dog. What's better than that? And she was like, oh, I met him out at this event. He was telling me all this stuff that he does. And I like looked it up and he like mentioned that he had like written a bunch of songs for a band, and I knew the singer for the band, and I texted her and she was like, no, I know this guy, but like he never wrote songs for us. It's very weird. And then I harkened back to what he told us he did. He said he was new to the city, he'd worked in TV, he did stand up. So I looked up to see like if I could find a clip of him doing stand up so I could recommend him for shows in the city, but I couldn't find a single instance of him having been listed on a lineup, no video. I was like, that's weird. And then this was the second brick of like, oh, this guy seems to be like embellishing his resume. And then we kept hearing stories, like at least 3 women we know have texted us, emailed us, DM'd us like, hey, do you know this guy? And I'd be like, and every time we would respond with less enthusiasm, we'd be like, heard of him? and then by the end, they were like, he's telling us he like wrote for this TV show, and we looked up the IMDb page and he'd never written for it, and very clear. And so we had started to be like, oh, this guy is like not trustworthy. And then he finally I don't want to like blow up this person's spot too much in case that they've reformed their ways, but they had said they wrote for a TV show. The star of that TV show posted a video online being like, if you hear from this guy saying that we know him, I don't know him, he's never worked for me, it is he's a liar and a charlatan. And at that point we were like, this is a problem. The vet, also the dog was 2 years older than we were told, but that's we figured honest mistake. Like we called the vet pretty early on, or no, we found the vet papers pretty early on, and we were like, honest mistake. This guy said 6, she's 8. Like, what does it really matter? We love her. She's in our house now. So at this point, we called the number that the vet had on file because we had all the paperwork, and we were like, hey, we have this dog, and they were like, okay, and we're like, is this your dog? Do you want this dog back? Like, do we have a stolen dog? And they were like, nobody here wants that dog. Not in a mean way, just like, oh no, like this is not, they weren't like, this dog's from hell. It's Cujo.
And then you turn around, the dog's just standing up with a knife.
Yeah. We're like, okay. So we kept her, and she's lived with us for 7.5 years now. She's very old. But we've always kind of been like, is it ethical? Like when politicians accept a donation and then it turns out this big donor was like cutting the heads off of pigeons in Central Park and got caught, and they're like, we got to give the money back. We don't know if that's like that with the dog. We didn't. We were conflicted. And ultimately, obviously, we decided to keep this dog, and she is not our child, but it's like having a child. And she's lived with us for a long time. So is it unethical to keep this dog given to us by a clearly unethical person?
To be clear, so this guy potentially, like, what he was doing is mostly just lying about his resume.
It seems that way, but like, we don't know the scope of it, obviously.
What I'm interested in, not that now I guess I'm turning evil on the podcast today, I'm like, wait, so you can actually just go around town and lie about working on things, and it goes so high up that the stars of TV.
That's what's impressive.
This guy has a real network that the stars of TV shows. This guy has something going on pretty well that he is able to kind of collide, because everyone's like,
well,
wow.
This is okay, Sterling. Here are the things though.
No, it's not good. I don't have a good take right now.
No. I'm not like you're morally wrong. This is all I'm saying is this person we've busted him at the time 4 times in like 3 months. So we don't know the scale of like 1, what he was getting away with, 2, who else busted him outside of that, because we figured like for it to come back to us 3 times in that like period of time, we're like, this guy must never tell the truth to anyone. Like think about how many lies you tell just like on the day to day, like harmless lies, like, oh yeah, like just walking out the door, or like, oh yeah, I've seen that movie. Like how many lies you tell that never, ever, ever come back to you in any way. And this guy's getting like big picture, just creamed by his own lies.
Once you got the dog from this guy, did you ever like speak to him again, or it was always okay? You did.
We saw him in person once, maybe twice, and we were corresponding online, like because he was very active on social media, and we were like, that's sweet. He wants to stay in the life of this dog that he was like essentially fostering for people. So yes, he was in our lives for this brief period.
Okay, follow-up question. Did he know like your career and like how connected you were?
Oh, yeah, this is a good.
I don't know. I think I probably told him. And we also were connected by like a person who is like in comedy entertainment. So I think it was like, oh, we're all kind of like in this creative arts world.
Well, because what I'm thinking, I think I'm turning evil.
Yeah,
but
we're turning evil today for some reason.
Because you know, this business of show is hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you got to fake it till you make it. So maybe he was like trying to impress you, hear me out, to where you're like, wow, this guy, I gotta get connected with him.
But the thing he told me that he was doing, like had been doing, was like a slightly less prestigious job than I had at the time.
Well, I think it would be the reverse. I think he'd be like, maybe this other like comedian could help me out in my career if I offer up a dog.
That's kind of what I thought, right? I mean, I don't know, because he never asked for anything professionally.
Because he's a sweetheart.
Right. He's also conflict averse, doesn't like to ask for things, just lies. This is, it's interesting. Because it seemed like the lies he was telling were more they were professional lies, but for social gain. Like it seemed like he was doing it like for clout more than, or for like to impress these women more than it was like to network.
I just still am perplexed by the idea that we could go out into the world, Blair, and I could be like, I write the lyrics for Maroon 5, and somehow it
Wow, that's where you went?
I don't know. That's horrible. That's horrible.
I like that as a lie. Well, so this is...
And then it trickles up to like Adam
stuff. Most of the stuff he was saying was like the kind of stuff that's like a little tougher to verify than...
That's what we got to do.
Tougher to verify.
Unverified.
Yeah,
like we can't verify.
No, but like wrote songs for Maroon 5, like he very specifically was like, I ghost wrote a bunch of songs for this band. So it's like
that's
information
that's the term.
It wouldn't show up anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like all these jobs of like, I'm co-writing this, I'm like developing this thing with like a very established writer. Like we're co-writing this thing that like we haven't sold yet, but we're like getting ready to sell it. So it's like the kind of thing there would be no documentation for.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds impressive.
I think ultimately, like,
is this guy my hero? Is that what I'm taking away from this?
No. I feel like obviously, like you're probably. I mean, I would say you're easily doing like the dog a favor. Like obviously,
for sure.
Like you know, like
thank you.
Potentially, like we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know it. So like I think putting in a stable home, I think that's easily. I don't think you have like Epstein money dog on your hands. Because also again, the line, the extent of the lines were like I ghost wrote lyrics, which again. Not great, but not the biggest harm in the world.
How long had he lived in the city? Do you know that?
I think pretty recent New York transplant.
Okay. All right. So what I'm hearing is this guy is just trying to make friends. You know?
Mhm.
Making friends as an adult, the worst. He's just, trying to just throw anything out there that will just get him some sort of like friendship or like, a connection with someone. So it sounds like he was looking for a friend.
And you're saying what we did was reject his attempted friendship, and what we did was bad for that reason.
Yeah. Like you took his gift and then cut him off.
Well, there was a bunch of other stuff in between, but yeah, I guess technically that's right.
That's how I'm
Okay, so
hearing it, Sterling.
I'm leaning good. Blair's leaning bad.
Yeah.
Can we allow you 30 seconds maybe we can either reward or punish you for this behavior. So different guests either want to be punished to like absolve them of any guilt they have, or they want to be rewarded. So if you
I only ever want to be rewarded.
Okay, great. So if you can give us your best closing argument on why you think this was good behavior.
We'll give you 30
We'll
seconds.
give you 30 seconds on
Okay.
the clock.
Someone was going to have to care for our beloved pug Busy. To not take it, like you said, she's not an Epstein money dog. It's not just, we have the dog, we don't have the dog. Someone has to have this dog and give her a nice life. And that's what we've tried to do. We take her to the eye doctor in Manhattan when she has to go to the eye doctor. We get her expensive diet foods because she was a
And your
little
time
too
is up.
chubby. We love her so much, and we think we gave her as good a life as she could possibly have.
That was a gorgeous argument.
And someone had
Blair, have you been swayed?
I mean, the compassion in your voice is, I'm not going to lie, is a little overwhelming. I was not
Yeah.
expected to,
You're tearing up.
am I getting, is my COVID coming back because I can't breathe, or is this just emotion?
Uh-huh.
You know what? I'm in a giving spirit because I've had coffee today. I'm going to say good behavior.
All right. Okay, so you've been
Thank you.
officially deemed
Good behavior.
And for this, we believe one of the most gorgeous gifts you can give someone.
Please.
And we have this lovely vase here.
This was an edible arrangement vase that we
It's
recycled
beautiful.
for our little gifts.
I love it.
We're green.
And inside this vase are
There's more?
yes. Yes, you're not.
the
you're
vase
not
isn't
just
your gift. No, the vase
There's
is ours.
less.
Yeah, can you give us your
there's
address?
less.
We'll ship this.
Got it.
No, so inside the vase, we have compliments that we would have liked to receive from our therapists
Okay.
and that we will be bestowing on you. So we think this is basically one of the most gorgeous things a therapist could say to you, and that is our gift to
Sure.
you
Yeah.
for the day.
Thank you.
So when we read it to you, just let it sink in and wash over you, because if my therapist said one of these things to me, my God, I'd be
Okay.
much happier.
I'm ready.
All right.
Very excited for this.
Okay. This was such a wonderful session. You know what? This one's on me.
The first part I thought was really nice. The second part, yeah.
Oh, you would rather them like it's like a free one, a
Yeah.
freebie.
They'd be like, yeah,
I know, but
Therapy's
I
expensive.
understand. But to me, the emotional thing is more, that's why I'm there.
Yeah.
I've committed to the financial
Yeah.
thing. And that is nice, but like you're not giving me the cost of a therapy session.
who actually us?
Yes.
Oh, no,
no.
but just like,
So
but
without
wouldn't that
the
be
money-
nice? Well, wouldn't that
Yes.
be
Nice if a therapist said.
I'm just saying, without the money.
You know what? We just gave you this really nice gift, so I'm thinking bad behavior.
I think half of it was great. And the second half was a little bit of an
stretch.
insult.
Wow. He questioned our gift, and I'm hurt.
Okay, well
I
that's
mean,
good
you did
feedback.
pull it at random from a vase that I thought you were giving me, and then you didn't.
Okay,
So-
so the fact
True.
that you're just picking away at our
That's
logistics.
so true. This is not good. Well, we'll have to re-rehearse because if we knew that everyone wanted the vase as the gift, this is good to know.
We can give
Have
you
other
the vase.
people wanted
What's
the
your-
vase?
No one else has wanted
Well, you were
the
like,
vase thus
we've got a gift for you. We have a vase. And I was like, great, I'll take it.
If
All right.
you want the vase, just give us
Yeah,
your
yeah.
address and social
Yeah, yeah.
security number. We'll
Yeah,
send
yeah,
it
yeah.
to you.
We'll
Totally.
quickly ship it.
We'll get it to you ASAP.
Well,
Thank
this
you.
was so fun today. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
By the way, I think I saw your dog in the background. Is your dog in the room?
She's not.
Oh,
I swear I saw something moving on your couch.
Ghost dog.
Wait,
or call an exterminator.
Before we finish up, where can people find you on socials and all that jazz?
I am at Josh Gondelman, Gondel man, on Twitter, as long as that exists,
Yeah.
and Instagram, and now TikTok. I post mostly stand-up clips. I'm on the road a bunch coming up. Exact dates kind of coming into focus, but like joshgondelman.com/schedule is where all my dates are on the road, and in New York. I try to be pretty good about updating those too. So yeah, come see me do stand-up. I have a special called People Pleaser that is free for Prime members to watch. It's an hour stand-up special, free for Prime members, and you can rent it like wherever else, Vimeo worldwide, but like YouTube, Apple TV, and you can watch that, and it's totally different than the hour that I'm doing on tour.
And that's our show. Thanks so much for listening today.
We absolutely hate to do this. We hate it.
But it would mean the world to us if you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you get podcasts, rate and review.
Follow us at Bad Behavior NYC on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks again for listening.
And remember, whatever your moral status, we are always here to judge. Bye. Do you think that was good?
Dan Mancini from Mama Mancini's. My grandmother cherished the family meal. It was a time to relax and enjoy a delicious, wholesome dinner together. It's our mission to deliver authentic Italian recipes made with the same real ingredients my grandmother used. Mama Mancini's classic Italian meatballs and slow-cooked sauce is available in the deli department at your local Publix and supermarkets across the country. Fully cooked and ready to serve, just heat and eat. Visit MamaMancini's.com to find the closest store near you.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Hi, Mike.
Hey, do you like to save big bucks?
I like big bucks. I cannot lie.
And the other brothers can't deny?
What? You know I don't have any siblings.
Well, let's just say that right now you can save big bucks on major brand tires.
I like big bucks.
And you cannot lie.
Why would I lie, Mike?
Never mind.
Stop by Tire Discounters and save up to $300 big bucks on select major brands, plus a free alignment with any 4-tire purchase.
Tire